or squealing in or out of my imaginings. I imagine Gary Snyder fixing his leaky roof by moving a single board. What a Zen guy. Can I be that mindful, master the squeaky, broken piece of machinery? Fix the damn door, the complaint, heart-wrenching each time I stagger in and out all night at a loss for words, hankering. Okay, this next one is called The Last LP, and everyone in here looks old enough to remember LPs. And it also takes place in a Woolworth department store. You all look enough to remember Woolworth.
Five and dime.
And at the front of the store sometimes were these remainder bins where you could get things for under $1, like dental floss or army men, or sometimes you could get some really interesting things, as I found in this poem. I found, well, outside the poem, but it's about this, I found Miles Davis' great jazz album, Kind of Blue.
Wow.
And I also perform with a jazz poetry group called Po Jazz. So this is a Po Jazz poem that I often perform in a nightclub. This is sort of a cross. The last LP in my jazz collection was Kind of Blue, snagged from a Woolworths bin. Dental floss, hairbrush, Harlequin romance, floppy slippers, and old LPs, all for under $1. And I plucked up from under a 3-pack of panties, Fruit of the Loom, that blue-black album. There was Miles, moody against a black background, blowing his silver horn, eyes lidded, nose flared, lips pursed to educate the air with a pensive phrase. No dazzle with a bright blast or field holler. No, cool, muted, understated, and understood. That silence hung at the edge of all he did, shaped every note blown into time and space, ready to take back any place the breath refused to fill. And in tribute to that silence, Miles added his own. All that muted, brooding, lacquered the black album cover, shaded the names of the giants, Adderley, Evans, Coltrane, Kelly, not popped from the black by a fine white font, but varnished, yellowed, some half-diminished thing, and one blue phrase enlarged, kind of blue. And further down that remainder bin, beneath the yo-yos and tissues and miniature army men, I found Crying in the Cheap Seats, the first book of my jazz poetry teacher, Bill Tremblay. Impossible. That same man who had turned me on to Miles and showed me the value of silence when the game was rigged and the rich had so much and the rest had less, unless, if they listened, if they searched, they might find fortune in the lowliest places, in the cheap seats and remainder bins. Impossible that someone looking to floss his teeth or brush her hair would find poetry and jazz so dark, so common, anybody could put down that brush and cry, or else floss till the plaque burned and the blood came, and never stop trying to clean out that silence from the mouth that says, I'm crying in the cheap seats and I'm kind of blue. Thanks.
No, go ahead, read.
Where I am at the time. Well, this one is about two other jazz musicians, Wayne Shorter and Bud Powell. And they played together, actually, in a band led by Miles Davis, and Wayne Shorter was a young guy at the time, and Bud was old and drugged out. And I took this actually from an interview Wayne Shorter did with Terry Gross on Fresh Air, and he told this wonderful story, so here's his story. Hip new kid on the bandstand, Wayne Shorter, way back in '59, arty, thoughtful, and silent. And when he spoke no evil, just words of cosmic good, insane one-liners, so spaced they needed warp speed to connect. Or if he didn't speak, he played those smart interstellar phrasings from soprano sax, brassier concatenations from tenor. And that first night, Wayne on the bandstand with Blythe Miles, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, and a glazed Bud Powell at the keyboards. Bud just gazed off as Wayne chorused. After the gig, well along in his addictions, Powell stumbled to Wayne's digs, a slight arpeggio against the door. Wayne opened, and in walked Bud. Straight past him, crashed in a chair and just stared hard. Then to Wayne's, "What's up?" said, "Play me that thing you played on Buddo tonight." And Wayne played it again, but never the same, so made it jump again. And Bud just said, "Uh-huh," and walked out. And 7 lean years later, toward the end of his swooning pianissimo, Bud finally told him, "I was just checking to see if jazz would be okay after I'm gone, and it will be, Buddo." And then he checked out.
Wow.
I should say Buddo is one of Bud Powell's tunes. So. Okay, this one, I moved down from Vermont to the city 4 years ago, and was still a rube, but this was when I was just here for the first year, and it's called At the Corner of Broadway and 105th. At the corner of Broadway and 105th, a voice said, "Can you help me?" And being new to the city, I turned to the man twisted against his walker, spittle on his lip, sweaty snarls of hair against his forehead. "Can you help me?" And he pointed to the unstable wheel of his walker, the whole contraption of it. I stopped to help him cross the street, but no, I'm sick with HIV. I need a cab to Beth Israel. And he showed me an ID card to prove his claim, and he showed me $6 in his hand, and Beth Israel was way downtown, another $10 or $20 away, and would I help him? I could almost hear the hiss of a kneeling bus, like a great elephant or camel lowering itself to let the lesser one ride. But I knew nothing of routes and caravans and shepherding him forward. I could hear the subways whoosh and rattle beneath us, but those long stairs downward. And I could see the lively yellow cabs glowing vacant up and down the avenue. I'm not kidding, buddy, I really need help. And the more my mind considered how he'd arrived with a broken wheel, where he'd been going in the first place, the more I said, no, I can help you across the street and no further. And I saved $20 and I wasn't suckered, but later I felt a swindler's pride, as if I cheated him of his valuables. And later still, my mind hit a black mood, and I felt a long gray trunk reach down and lift me up and look at me with ancient eyes and squeeze the life out of me and put me down again and give me a little nudge homeward with its withered trunk.
That's good.
Okay, I'm going to try, this one's sort of brand new, and it's not so new that it's not about to be published in Manhattan Review, but it comes from a show I saw at the Met by James Nares, who's it was a video installation, maybe you saw it there this past summer, just amazing video of people in Manhattan in slow motion. And it was like sometimes it was 15 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour loop, just run, and I just was mesmerized. Sort of went back 3 times and then started writing a poem about it on my iPhone. First time. So at the poem's end, I mentioned youth observing the observer. Nares actually filmed the thing with a high-speed camera as he was driving, someone probably was driving for him, along the street, and he would sort of drift along and just film what he saw. You out there. And but he did it with a very high-speed camera, and then he slowed it way down. So what you see is yourself in slow-mo. So it's called Street, Manhattan, video installation, Metropolitan Museum. This will be the last poem I'll read. And it starts with a quote by James Nares. My intention was to give the dreamlike impression of floating through a city full of people frozen in time, caught Pompeii-like at a particular moment of thought, expression, or activity, a film to be viewed 100 years from now. True, slow-mo makes of motion poetry. I'm not talking slow-mo dunks or alley-oops, nor wide receivers rising toward a floating pigskin. I'm talking summer in suspension, Manhattan, 2011, high-definition camera built for speed, hummingbird wing beat, bullet torque, shooting from a roving car, pedestrians as they stand or amble, stride or jog on city sidewalks, developed, slowed to motionlessness almost. Frieze of clerks upholding their scrolls of papyrus in Egypt's ancient courts. Gestures of grasping arms or straining legs, celebrating some foot race or wrestle, 3,000 years forgotten, but inked on Greek amphora, so shoulders might balance the victorious spoils. Virgin olive oils, home to savor 40 days and 40 nights. Right down to now, or nearly now, Robert Frank's roving men outside a city bus station, smoking and blinking, a language of thinking without thinking. Or Walker Evans, downward gesturing farmers whose hands delineate the swirling dust beneath their feet. All of this is precursor to a James Nares loop of motion, scene after scene, slowed to the speed of poetry, discovery of the animating impulse in the human movement, the vaporous thing that breathes us into being, stride after stride, gesture on gesture, that doles disgrace or dignity to our least misstep or grimace, eye blink or hair toss, change of gait or height. A hand raised toward the street for want of a caption could be surrendering, hailing a cab, waving goodbye. V for victory, or the farthest stretch of fingers desiring a smoke. Hair sprung from the head sideways as if the neck were turning at a backfire. Miss Street Sign, or someone calling her name. The myriad gazing upward, whether at Godhead or high-rise or whirling rotor of a copter. What we don't notice in the normal push and pull of human action, or what we read unconsciously in the silent language of the body, we see in a James Nares moment, exposed, extended, slow transformation of a grin to a grimace, impossible to miss. The swift turn of a man's head as beauty flounces by is now arrested to glacial inspection, painful to witness, how the jerk is almost literally jerked around as if beauty were magnetic, as if the nose were hooked by a scent, and flounce shimmers each of its improbable threads of a summer skirt or a wind-blown blouse to the transparent eyeball that opens on the slowed-down world. How finally it is youth, the younger, the quicker, that observes the observer, discovers the high-speed camera driving by, and follows it with an accusing finger to a long, slow unspooling of moods, curious, querulous, musing, accusing, turning the lens back upon the artist, no longer invisible behind the blind, but blinded by the youngest of the company, who must see every detail still as in a timeless present, frameless, that exists and exists until the observing eye, the car, and the camera turn a corner and drift out of view, out of mind. Thank you. Yeah, I'll end there.
That's a good place to end. All always like to read after it closes.
Anybody want a break? Okay. This may not be politically correct. if
Use the
that's-
mic.
He doesn't use them.
Okay, this may not be politically correct, but I like the word. Janet Rustino is a poetess. We don't use words like that anymore, but I like it. It's a multimedia artist. She has been published in publications such as
See me the honors.
Semitext, I'm sorry. USA, Stroker, Public Illumination, Magazine, and Downtown New York City. Janet has an internet radio show, Heart and Soul. I was on it. She is working on Canary in a Coal Mine, a collection of stories, poems, and songs. And she even mentioned the fact that she's an artist. And pretty damn good. Janet Rustino. I wouldn't wait for the man.
Thank you very much. All right, give me a moment to get things at the proper level, like the microphone. I don't want to pop my peas. Better things to do with peas than pop them, right? Okay. This is tight. How's that? Is that good? Lower, lower? Lower, lower.
Hold the mic in.
How's that? Is that good? All right, okay, let me get myself together here. Little wet my whistle. Okay, I want to thank Bert for inviting me. I want to thank Bernie, Bernard, he's in the house. Thank you for recommending me. Yeah, he's here, he's over there. Thank you very much.
I didn't see him.
Okay, you did it. He snuck on in. Thank you very much, and thank you for Linda, and I'm happy to be in such esteemed company today. Thanks for my friends for showing up. I really appreciate that. So I'm gonna get on with it and get as much in as I can. Yeah, why not? Well, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm 10 days old. I'm a turkey, I'm a lark, I'm not afraid of the dark. Here I'm in, I'm out, yeah. Oh, I have no doubt that I'm gone, I'm up till dawn. I say I'm going, I'm gone, I'm up till dawn. Well, I'm frazzled, I'm dazzled, I'm changing my mind. Yeah, I'm silly, I'm really behind my rhyme. I'm hungry, I'm in Greece, have the golden fleece. I'm free, I will. Got my eye on the Holy Grail. I say I'm free, I will. I got my eye on the Holy Grail. I got a pulse, I got a finger, I got every reason to linger. I got a heart, I got an ear, yeah. Got no reason to fear. I got a heart, I got an eye. Got no reason to lie. I got a heart, I got a voice. I got lots of choice. I got a head, I got a tail. I got wind in my sail. I'ma blow you away. I'ma blow you away. I got a heart, I got a tongue, I got a song that's got to be sung. Got a feeling, it's got me reeling. I got some love I need to be dealing. Got me a thought, it's not for sale, can't be bought. Can't be bought, no, no, no. I got me a thought, it can't be bought. It's not for sale like beer or ale. It's just like a fish I caught. I'm a catch and release and my troubles they will cease. I'm a catch and release, yeah, and my troubles they will cease. peace. I got a head, I got a mouth. Yeah, I think it is time. It's time to head south. Yeah, I'm gonna check out some scuba gear. I'm gonna float through a world that's clear. I'm gonna use, not abuse the paradise lost. Atlantis I miss, a good kiss I miss. Miscast in the past, mistaken by some fake, and I'm shaking sometimes in my eaves. I'm shaking some atoms in my eaves. I got soul, it's green-eyed, not blue. I'm on a roll. I'm flying from a flagpole. Well, I used to be broken, but now I'm whole. I used to be broken, but now I'm whole. I'm whole. I'm hot, I'm cold. I'm 10 days old. This is some individual edits from a piece called June Came Easy. About the form before me and the placement of the hands upon me and the narrow margins of fate slithering by in the baking streets, I have something to say. I'm an anchovy on a pile of raised dough in some brick pizza oven, and I am done. I'm done. It's 600 degrees. And the pizza man makes $7 an hour after his wife died from cancer she had in her brain. He makes the real pizza from Naples. Forget about pizza made by the Chinese or the Puerto Ricans or the Koreans or the Greeks in New York. They are faking it, he says. $7 an hour is hard to believe for a man to get paid to make pizza here in this gourmet market in this part of town. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. Could he be putting me on? Could he be putting me on? The cat got more than my tongue. He grooved me, he behooved me, he wowed me, he plowed me, he holy cow me, he court me, oh, and then he cavort me, he sport me too. He lift me, he gladly gift me, he hold me in his talk, bold me like the hawk. He's sweet like that, he's sweet like that. He's smart, he kind, he speak his mind, he happy, he's strong, he love good all night long. He gentle man, he's smooth, just wanna let him in my groove. He clear, he runs swift, yeah, he my gift. Yeah, he my gift. I kiss his mouth, his south. I touch his cheek, don't have to worry all week. I taste his lips, baby, give me double dips. Now where were we? Where were we? There's distraction of flashing lights, the pulsing of the flesh, the pressing of the fine mesh, tightening across the chest of time. Hares graying, mares braying in their stalls, stalled in their flight, to where dreams emerge from the cave place, the burly place, the curly place, gates unfurly, wind place, show place, wind place, show place. That last clippity went clop, the last clippity went clop, the last clippity went clop, the last clippity went clop, 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 clop. I sat myself down on Hope's couch. McDougal and Bleecker, no longer meeker than the violets shrinking beside me. They work so hard for so little reward, the manager mused, gloating in the annual reports to the board. The members danced, drank, pranced, and stank. The sofa sagged, coils bared, upholstery worn, torn, thin. These boots knew better. These boots knew better than to walk me down these old familiar streets. These feet walk me down. These eyes lost in some search for transcendence. This pen, silent witness, obedient scribe. This willful hand, doodles on napkins, scraps of any blank paper. This hand, with a life of its own, feels a conundrum. When the beat comes undone, undrummed, no rhythm. No spring in the step, no steps, no cause, no applause. Well, the die is not cast yet, nor is the cast at hand. Pen in hand, the page waits. Pen in hand, the page waits. White House, at last, some thoughts can be heard. Above the ringing of the phones, the phoning of the friends, worries, stories, complaints, plans, suspicions of hormones, neurons, synapses, being responsible for all that, wives' tales and myths about the virgins and Virgil's footsteps on the path, arrested by blossoms. The path arrested by blossoms, cherry, magnolia, dogwood, kneeling at the cups of tulips, adoring. No words come from the tulips, no words in the cherry's bark, no words, but a blossoming of birds, a bird full of cherry trees, a cherry bird full of trees, ah, being in the flow, being a flower, a flower, shooting the breeze with lilacs, fragrance, we're talking lilacs here, catching sun, hair flying breeze, stay warm, never freeze. Poems, poems fluttered by, dancing on the wings of butterflies. I had no net, I had no jar. When I found a pen, they had flown away far. I am sitting out the madness. The void doesn't always have to be filled. A little dry and hot in here, so I need some water. It's my favorite thing on the face of the earth. All right. This is cutting and pasting. The artist, sometimes lonely, sometimes alone, a loner, a donor, given life's flood, sometimes a flood of emotion. No gates to stop it, and no dam. Worse yet, when no gates open up, let us seek our own level. On the level, artists cursed and blessed, nursed and guest of ambassadors and thieves, writing, delighting, thank you, fighting, biting, lighting, and sighting, whatever and whoever, thank you so much, whoever, wherever the moon strikes, or the moon being in it, that is, da 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 da, zam zoom bum zoom da 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 da, da 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 da, there's no way of telling what might have been. There is no way of telling when a loser will win, no way of seeing when you turn a blind eye and never ask why. I'm still underground. I'm not with Boeing. I see mushrooms here, just happy to be growing. What time is it now? I want to fly to you, but I am still tunneling through. I've sharpened a spoon, walked a raccoon, sang with a loon who was born at noon. The gods and goddesses have their arms around me. They say, come on, girl, don't you worry now. They say, come on, woman, it's all right. Arms around me, gentle and tight. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. 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 Now, I know your mind wanders. Mine does too. You don't want to hear no bad news or more of my sorry-ass blues. You know, I didn't understand a thing when I was young. Eyes so bright, so bushy-tailed, thought I never failed. I was a parrot with my catechism. I sat in a pew with a limited view, though I knew what to do. Oh, how I obeyed them all. Till one day I heard a call, some music grabbed me and loosened my tongue. I twirled around in the Wissahickon woods. I channeled Pocahontas, who showed me the goods, singing a song that came to me. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. Knock wood, yeah. Knock wood, knock wood, knock wood. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. Moon's out, no time to be blue. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. Good for now, good for later. Good all round, alligator. Knock wood, I'm feeling good. This is called Full Moon Peace Poem. We got to know peace, we gotta know peace. We got to know peace. We got to know peace. Let me know peace where there is no peace. There are phases of peace. It's just a phase sometimes. Peace is dazed and frayed on the fringes with fragments of peace. Shards jutting from the sand. Shells cracked, littered on the beach. Fragments of peace. Fragments.